Hello students, this is Professor Karishma Gangude. Welcome you all in our next lecture of precast and prestressed concrete. In this lecture we are going to discuss all the materials used for precast concrete structures. In previous lecture we discussed first part of these materials. In that we have seen plain cement concrete, then reinforced cement concrete, that is RCC, then PSC, it means prestressed concrete, and self-compacting concrete, that is SCC. We have seen all four parts. Now in this lecture we are going to learn remaining materials, that is steel, polystyrene, GB, BFS, ferrocement, and aerated foam concrete. Okay. So first we are going to learn ferrocement. Ferrocement is a type of a thin wall reinforced composite commonly constructed of cement mortar reinforced with closely spaced layers of continuous and relatively small size wire mesh. The mesh may be made of metallic or the suitable materials. So what happens in ferrocements? There is a mesh, wire mesh, okay, which is uh, filled with or poured with a cement mortar. Combinedly together we call ferrocement. Ferrocement, okay, means cement mortar with reinforced wire mesh. Now how ferrocement is made? For that we required cement mortar mixed of OPC, that is ordinary Portland cement, and fine aggregate matrix is used. Fine FF means fine aggregate occupies 60 to 70% of the volume of mortar. Plasticizers and other admixtures are used. So in cement mortar we use fine aggregate, that is sand, cement, OPC, and plasticizers and some admixtures also. So cement sand ratio must be 1:2 or 1:3, and water cement ratio by mass it also 0.35 to 0.60. Then skeleton steel, 3 to 8 mm steel rods are used in the form of tied reinforcement or welded wire fabric. Then steel mesh reinforcement for fiber reinforced polymer meshes. So depend upon type of uh, material that we have to use. Means if we are going to use steel mesh, it's okay, or you can use another material also for mesh, like fiber reinforced polymer meshes. So we need cement mortar, skeleton steel to tie that wire fabric, and steel mesh or wire fabric. Okay, these three components we need to make a ferrocement. In this image you can see that these are the wire meshes. Okay, these are the wire meshes, means steel wire meshes, and these are the cement mortar. Okay, so uh, in very small space is between that wire meshes, that is spacing is very small. So in this wire meshes we have to pour mortar, and similarly ferrocement we get. Consistent Consists of galvanized steel wire of diameter 0.5 to 1.5 mm. Okay, and space should be 6 to 20 mm center to center. It is available as woven or interlocking mesh and welded mesh. These are the type of meshes, woven or interlocking, that we have seen in a in picture, and another is welded mesh also. In welded wire mesh, there are two types: hexagonal and rectangular opening. Means a size or shape of opening. Okay, if there is a hexagonal opening, that wire is welded wire hexagonal, and another is rectangular opening. Expanded metal lath is also used there. Okay, for ferrocement. Another material is the aerated and foam concrete. Actually, foam and aerated concrete is similarly same, just difference, these are both are lightweight concrete. Okay, So aerated concrete is made by introducing air or gas into a slurry composed of Portland cement or lime and finely crushed siliceous pillar, so that when the mix sets and hardens, a uniformly cellular structure is formed. Because of its cellular structure, it's also called aerated cellular aerated concrete or cellular aerated structures. Though it is called aerated concrete, but it is not a concrete in the correct sense of the word, because concrete is a mixture of cement, sand and aggregate, and in aerated concrete we don't use any type of aggregate, so it is not in sense that like a concrete. So it is because it is a mixture of water, cement and finely crushed sand. Aerated concrete is also referred to as a gas concrete, foam concrete, cellular concrete. Okay, so these are the types, these are the names that aerated concrete have. Okay, these are the types we can say. In India we have at a present a few factories manufacturing aerated concrete. A common product of aerated concrete in India is the Ciporex. Okay, so this is a market study overall I did for you guys, uh, that in India also aerated concrete are used, and Ciporex is a type of aerated concrete. Okay, so, manufacturing of aerated concrete. There are several ways in which aerated concrete can be manufactured. First way, by the formation of gas by the chemical reaction within the mass during liquid or plastic state. So, we in uh, first way we how do we make aerated concrete? It by forming a gas by chemical reaction, like liquid or plastic state. Uh, when mass is in liquid or plastic state, by adding some agent, we can make chemical reaction and formation of gas. So in this way we can prepare aerated concrete. Or another way, by mixing performed stable foam with the slurry, like cement and fine sand slurry, we have to add stable foam, and that foam is made by some mechanical ways. Okay, that is the another method. So by mixing this foam into slurry, so this is the another type of aerated and foam concrete that we prepare. So if aerated concrete made by made by mixing foam, then we can purely call it as a foam concrete also. And another last way is by using finely powdered metal, that is aluminum powder, usually used in aerated concrete with the slurry, and made to react with the calcium hydroxide, and it's liberated during the hydration process. Okay, to give out large quantity of hydrogen gas. So this hydrogen gas, when contained in the slurry mix, gives the cellular structure. Cellular structure means like porous structure. Okay, porous, same like a soil, porous soil, same structure in concrete we get cellular structure. Okay, so for cellular structure, what we have to do is we have to do hydration process of calcium hydroxide and aluminum powder in slurry, and that hydrogen gas which exhausted after the reaction, that gives a cellular structure to the concrete. So this is aerated and foam concrete methods of manufacturing methods for foam concrete. Now the properties like another, like traditional concrete that have aggregate, sand, cement, some admixture, so that having a high strength, due to aggregate it also have a high density, but absence of aggregate, coarse aggregate, what affect the properties of aerated concrete. So these are the properties. Due to use of a foam means leather, okay, type of a foam. Concrete has gained popularity not because of the low density, but also because of other properties, mainly the thermal insulation property. Aerated concrete is made in the density from 300 kilogram per meter cube to about 800 kilogram meter cube. This is the density of the aerated concrete. Okay. Lower density grades are used for insulation purposes. If the density lower than this concrete is used for insulation purpose, means sound insulation purpose or thermal insulation purpose. While medium density grade are used for manufacturing of building blocks or load bearing wall. Comparatively, if higher density grades of the concrete we achieve, then we can use it for manufacturing of prefabricated structural members, that is our precast. Okay, precast members in conjunction with the steel reinforcement. So for this we required very high density grades of aerated and foam concrete. Foam concrete is a type of a porous concrete. According to its feature and uses, it's similar to aerated concrete, and hence the synonyms are aerated concrete, lightweight concrete, porous concrete, or we can say cellular concrete. So all in one, these are the similar to each other. Now it is created by uniform distribution of air bubble throughout the mass of concrete. Okay. In previous we have seen aerated concrete, and this is we are going to learn proper foam concrete, only purely foam concrete. Okay. Foam concrete is produced by mechanical mixing of foam prepared in advance with concrete mixture and not with the help of chemical reactions. Okay, in aerated concrete what we have done? We have done chemical reactions to get a cellular structure, to get a lightweight or a light density. We need a cellular structure, and for that we require some chemical reactions like aluminum powder, hydration process. So but in foam concrete we don't need any chemical reaction, we just need a foam, pure foam. Okay, and that we can mix with help of mechanical way in concrete. So this foam is prepared prepared in special device uh, that is called foam generator, and after that mixing in a special mixer. So to prepare the foam we need a foam generator, and to mix the foam we need a special foam mixer. Okay. For example, machine foam consists of special mixture and foam generator mounting together. Okay. Some of the foam prop are machines that having foam mixer also and generator also, means both are the machines are in a single machines. Okay. So now the uses and properties of foam concrete. So if density is in between 300 to 500 kilogram per meter cube, then that is purely made of cement and foam only. Then it can be used as a roof and floor insulation against heat and sound, and it is applied on rigid floor. Okay, because itself it is not act as a structural material, it is just act as a flooring or roofing material for insulation purpose, because of its low density, that is 300 to 500 kg the low density. Okay, another is, so it is also it is intercept between filling between brickwork. Okay, so this kind of foam concrete we also used for filling between brickwork. Okay, leaves in an underground wall and insulation in hollow blocks and any other filling insulation where high insulating properties are required, means where we need a insulation from heat or from sound. So in that structure we can use this low density foam concrete particularly for insulation purpose or for filling purpose. Okay, another is if density is between 600 to 900 kg, if foam concrete having density between 600 to 900 kg per meter cube, so it is like a medium density which is made with sand, cement and foam. First one is only made with cement and foam, so it was very extreme low density and the very low weight, and this is now containing sand, so having density 600 to 900, which is used for manufacture of precast blocks in our precast industry, and panels for curtains and partition walls also we can make from this foam concrete, slab for false ceiling, thermal insulation, soundproofing screeds in multi-level residential and commercial buildings like a Cinemax, PVR, that we can use for there we can use that partition wall, and that partition wall and curtains and false ceiling are also made up of foam concrete. Okay, so foam concrete of this density range is also ideal for bulk fill application. If we have to fill any bulk area, that we there we can use foam concrete. Okay, this foam concrete having density 600 to 900. And the last type is high density 1000 to 1200 kilogram per meter cube foam concrete, which is made with sand, cement, and foam. This material is used in concrete block and panel for outer leaves of building, architecture ornamentation, as well as partition walls, concrete slabs for roofing, and floor screeds. So this is a use of heavy density foam concrete. And if density is between 1200 to 1600, made with cement, sand, and foam, so this is used as a precast panel for any dimension, for any commercial and industrial use. Even we can use it as a garden ornaments and other uses where structural concrete of lightweight, it is an advantage. Okay, so having density 1200 to 1600 kilogram per meter cube is the foam concrete that we use for structural purpose. Okay, that actually carry the load and that actually bear the load. These are some properties of foam concrete: water absorption. Due to cellular structure, bubble structure, it's very low on water absorption. Okay, due to high air content, higher water absorption rate is slight. Okay, dense concrete block submerged for the same time in absorb 50%, means our normal concrete block it absorb 50% water in 10 days, where our formed concrete just only 13%. So you can imagine that how is the water absorption is, means it's so low. And another your property is fire resistance. Foam concrete is extremely fire resistant and well suited to application where fire is at risk. Means is extremely resistant to fire resistance. And the various tests have shown that addition to prolonged fire protection, the application of intense heat, such a high energy flame held close to the surface of foam concrete and does not cause the concrete to spall or explode, as in case of with the normal dense weight concrete. Like if normal weight dense concrete, if we so close in so if we take it so closer to the fire, extreme heat, then normal concrete gets spalled. Okay, or explode, but not in case of foam concrete. You can see there's the image. This is a aerated, like porous aerated concrete. Okay, these are the images. You can see that here is a gift, means how lightweight is the foam concrete. Okay, because of its cellular structure. Here you can see that here is a foam is generating, and that feeling here is foam is prepared. This is called stable foam, and that this foam is mixed in cement and sand, and then this type of foam concrete with cake. And due to this foam, we get a lightweight and cellular structure. Now, last material is not another material is polystyrene. Polystyrene concrete is a lightweight concrete characterized by dense structure consisting of cement, expanded polystyrene, fine sand, water, and admixture. This concrete has a density of just 300 kg per meter cube. So due to this low degree of thermal conductivity, owing to the low degree of thermal conductivity is an appropriate building material with have many advantages. Um, First, homogeneous building material, that is no phase change, high thermal and sound insulation walls, low dead weight means self weight is so low. So those wall elements made of polystyrene concrete are ready for assembly and furnished with all mounting parts like electrical installation. Means what? Polystyrene concrete is used for wall panels, particularly insulated wall panels in commercials or expensive buildings. You can see that in our next image. Uh, Here is the, you can see these blocks, and here is a white. This is the polysters, okay, polystyrene enforced in the in the blocks. So these are the sheets made of polystyrene. Also, it's also called EPS sheets, okay, EPS wall panels. You can search on net and you will get the means information about the EPS in whole manner. Okay, these are the delicate boards, silicate boards, cement. This is some polystyrene material, fly ash, sand, and some chemical admixtures are also there. All these material we combine and we get polystyrene concrete, okay, or polystyrene material for wall panels. You can see this how fine cutting we get of structure, okay, and it is made of polystyrene material. So this is precast now. This is precast, and we have just placed in wall. So this also material is used for a precast construction materials element. So polystyrene is another material. And you can see this how the texture we get. Such a beautiful texture we get by use of polyester. So all these are the material. Now another important material is reinforcing steel. Steel is an important part in precast construction material. So it is a alloy of ferrous steel having 0.25 to 1.5% of carbon. As carbon content is higher, harder the steel. Okay, steel bar of circular cross section are mainly used as a reinforcement and strengthen the concrete structure. So that we know already. Mainly, there are three types of reinforcing steel: mild steel, HYSD means high yield strength deformed bar. It is also called torch steel, and another is high tensile steel. These are the three types of reinforcing steel. Mild steel. It contains carbon up to 0.25 to 0.3, 23 to 25%. 20 mm its diameter for bars. Then it's available in, sorry, higher values permitted for its 20 mm and diameter above. Okay, diameter of 6, 10, 12, 16, 20, 25, 30 mm. Okay, these are the diameters available in market in mild steel. Strength is 250 newton per mm square, and Young's modulus is 2 into 105 newton per mm square. Uh, but nowadays we are mostly using torch steel. So mild steel is torch steel is replacing mild steel generally. It is used, but mild steel used in windows, bars, grills for making steel gates. Okay. Now torch steel is Fe 415, Ferrous 415, and Fe 500 are the torch steel. This number indicates the tensile strength of bar in Newton mm square. Means if we use Fe415, it means 415 is the 415 is the tensile strength of that steel bar. Okay, in Newton per mm square. And Fe500 means that bar is having 500 Newton per mm square tensile strength. So these are the number that denotes the tensile strength Fe415 and Fe50. 500. This bar provided with ribs deformation on surface that bond between concrete and steel. These are available in various diameters like 8, 10, 12, 16, 32. These bars are replacing mild steel bar as a reinforcement since their strength in tension and bond is higher. So these are also used as a wind bars. High tensile bars. This is used as a reinforcement in a pressed concrete. Very high tensile bars made up of 0.8% of carbon and 0.6% of manganese. Okay, and apart from small percentage of silicon, sulfur and phosphorus, the process of making these wires involve cold drawing and tempering. They are usually available in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mm diameters. Okay, and they may be bundled with the number of these bars, and then to form a strand. These bars having tensile strength as 1400 Newton per mm square to 1900 Newton per mm square. You can see that such a high strength we get by using high tensile bar. And the Young modulus of steel is same as the mild steel. Okay, another material is sand. We know the sand is a natural product obtained from river, nala, pit. Um, it contains sand. The mortar is affected by fluorescence. It contains shells and organic matter also, and which sometimes reduce the strength of life of mortar and concrete due to shell and organic matter. Okay, sand also can be obtained by artificially, as we know. So it is very commonly used material. These are the uses. You can see that it is adds density. It is fills the gap between blocks. It is subdivide the paste of binding mortar into two thin films and allows the adhere and spread. Means it is adhesive type of mortar we get by using sand. It also prevents shrinkage of cementing material. Okay, thereby setting of the setting is happen due to it allows the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere to reach some depth and thereby improves setting power. So these all are the material we have learned. If you have any questions and doubts regarding this material, so comment your questions uh, in comment section. If you have any question that posting, you can post in comment section. If you have any things that you required, you can also post in our comment section of video. Thank you so much.